because we are a Christian university, we believe in prayer, and we all know that. So let's invite the CHURSA president, Deborah Amanya, to give us the opening prayer. Oh, shall we do it better?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please let's close our eyes as we begin this session with a word of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for giving us life and strength. Father, we thank you for the life you're giving to our teachers and our students, Lord. Father, as we have come here together as many people to listen to the impact that you have given to us today, we pray that that wisdom that we have conveyed today open many parts to us in our careers. And at the end, glory and adoration will be given to your name. We can make other blessings with us through your Son Jesus Christ. And we pray in his name. Amen.
Now, I want to say a few things before we move on to the next item. The issues of leadership is of concern, I'm sure, for everyone in this place. And I believe that, especially for Africa, the reason why I think we are where we are is partly because of leadership. And so it is the heart of this organization to ensure that at least the next generation is prepared somewhat for leadership. So that is why this seminar, we thought that we can come together with CHURSA to ensure that at least something is done about the situation, because we can't keep lamenting about bad leadership and not do anything about it. So this is an opportunity for all of us. I would encourage you to just sit tight and let's hear what the speakers have to say. There will be time for questions. So if you have questions on your mind, you can write them down. And so let's welcome him to the high table. Sorry about that. We should have given you your tea. Sorry. Thank you. So at this moment, I would like to invite Lady Margaret Akosia Aoshi. She's the operations manager for Afriweek Sector Leadership Organization. Shall we invite? She's a strong woman.
Thank you. So I would say Sector Afriweek. Sector is service to humanity. CHURSA once again.
Raising HR leaders.
Sector Afriweek. Wow, let's give it up for ourselves. Thank you. Okay, so this is Central University. I want to break the protocols by appreciating my head pastor from International Central Gospel Church, Christ Temple, Dr. Mensa Otabil, and then for being the brain behind Central University is my head pastor, my mentor, and also the brain behind Central University. So we can't be here without appreciating Dr. and Mrs. Otabil. Let's give it up for them. Many years ago, about 20 years now, I met a friend at the Du Bois Center. At the time, I was in senior secondary school, what we now call senior high school. And I used to frequent the Du Bois Center to read books on Pan-African. So I was a member of Pan-African. And I was also the vice president 20 years ago. So I met this humble servant who was so dear to me, who is so dear to me, is my mentor, and who had a dream. Without him, I wouldn't have a voice, or Sector Afriweek would not be in existence. So I want to take this opportunity to appreciate, even though he's not in Ghana, he's far away in the United States of America, Virginia to be precise. I want to appreciate our executive director. He's called Nana Osebo Suchinia. So let's appreciate him. For many decades, Africans' quest to pursue transformational development has not been encouraging. A major contributing factor to the continent's slow pace of development is failed leadership. So Sector Afriweek, we said service to humanity. We realize that in the Western world, development is vast and they are still developing. Even though they are developed, they are improving every now and then. But when it comes to our continent, which is Africa, Ghana, West Africa, we are lacking behind. And it has always been the dream of we the youth. I say we because I'm also a youth. That when you travel, you can make it out there. We believe that grass is greener elsewhere instead of looking at it right here. And so many people think that when you travel, then you can make it. So we have taken advantage of what he's talking about. That yes, Africans, we can also do it. If only we have the right form of leadership, we can make it work in Africa for us. And we are centered on youth because we know that the adults already have their mindset. You can't change the mind of an adult. But yes, of course, we as the youth, we can have a mindset to start something on our own, to start seeing our continent with a different mindset and perspective, so that even as we are growing and aspiring to become the future leaders, we can take up the developmental goals and do what is right from what our leaders are doing today for Ghana, West Africa, and Africa continent. And then we came out with AfroWeek. AfroWeek settled as, if you like, a parent-child organization. You can also say it's a sister organization. I would prefer the parent-child. Parent-child because AfroWeek is first registered in the United States of America. And then when we wanted to do our registration here in Ghana, we couldn't get the name AfroWeek. So then we have to go for another name, which is Settle. Settle AfroWeek is the same organization, just that one is in the United States. AfroWeek, that is our headquarters. And Settle happens to be the legal name we use in Ghana. That is how come we have Settle AfroWeek. So they are sisters or parent-child organization. And then we have service to humanity. We are concerned about service. We don't believe in, quote, position or authority, unquote. Many people think that when you are a leader, you have to be bossy, you have to trample upon people. But we believe that being a leader, you are born to serve. Leadership, you are supposed to serve with all humility. So whatever you want your subordinates or your followers to do, you have to first of all lead the way for them to follow suit. But what happened in Africa, our continent, is that our leaders want to be worshipped. That is why when they take up positions, they are not able to excel. They are not able to do well for us because they are always looking out for themselves instead of us. So we are into this that want to encourage the youth to have a mindset of us working first of all for our country rather than ourselves. And then last year, we had a major conference centered on the myth, breaking the myth of leadership. People think that when you're a leader, it means that you have power, so you have to control people. So we just want to let people know that leadership is not about rulership. Leadership is about service. You need to serve with what you have. And moving forward, this year we are talking about understanding the principles of success. I think 5 or 6 months ago, I was here together with some other company, and then we're with those who just graduated, Prof, right? We talk about understanding the principles of process. Today we are going to deal with understanding the principles of success. So what really success means? As an individual, you need to have a purpose, and that purpose is what is going to help us to become good leaders in future for Ghana, West Africa, and Africa at large. Thank you.
Thank you, Lady Margaret. Next on the agenda is a brief remark by our head of department. So shall we call on Dr. Ivan Sokru to give us...
Thank you so much, and thanks everybody for coming. I just want to appreciate our group that's Settle Leadership International for the good job they are doing and for making it possible for our students to also learn from them and interact with them concerning leadership. And today, I gathered we're going to learn about principles of success. Understanding the principles of success. So we need to understand what we need to do as individuals and as people who are students. And you know, understanding how you become successful will also have to do with your academic pursuit and your career goals. And yes, my students who are learning about career development, you know, these are some of the things you need to attend. These are some of the seminars, teachings you need to know, and that will prepare you to future career success. This team is here to help us to do that. And those who are not HR students, thanks for coming, and we appreciate that a lot, and you'll be able to learn a lot that will guide you. And remember, we have all it takes as a country to succeed and to make everybody happy in the country. So we need to do that, and that will help us. Just thinking about finishing school, moving out of Ghana is not an answer. You go there and realize that, in fact, we are blessed with a lot of things. So we need to have that mindset to work together as people who are leaders of the future generation. Thank you so much, and thanks for coming.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sokoro. Now we are about to hear something regarding the principles of success. I don't want to say much because there are two able people here who will do that. So who will try and dissect. We'll just give you a bit of the cake so that you will yearn for more. So I have two strong men here who will do just that. The first speaker who will talk about the issue of success and purpose, or purpose and success. That is defining success on the basis of purpose. Is by no other person than Mr. Kojo Ewua Frimpong. I will give him a hand of applause. So please, as he takes the microphone, if you have any, and as he delivers his speech or his talk, if you have any questions, please note them down. During question time, you will have the opportunity to ask them. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. CHURSA. Creating HR leaders. Raising. Oh, okay. Semantics. I'm very happy to be here today. You make my work a lot easier because you are raising leaders for the future. And in that line, you align with the principles of AfriWIC, and we've said because we believe in a certain kind of leadership. And before I even delve into what I wrote down, I need you to empty your mind, take away everything that you used to know about success and purpose and leadership, everything that you've been told or you've been taught. Now, if you walk around the streets anywhere and you ask people about what success is, you will be confronted with a myriad of interpretations, understandings, so many concepts about what success is supposed to be. Okay? If I should give the microphone to people here and ask them what is success, everybody's definition of what success is supposed to be will be different. The only problem is someone has said that the formula for success is the same formula for a mental breakdown. Because unless you really know what you're looking for, you keep looking and keep looking, but it is like a fleeting illusion. This comes about because the definition of success by our societies all across the globe happens to be different. So unless you have a benchmark within which you are going to judge yourself, then the concept of success will continue to be elusive. Now, when I was researching, I went to the dictionary, and these are some of the definitions I got. According to the Cambridge Learner's Dictionary, success is achieving the results wanted or hoped for. Dictionary.com defines the concept as the favorable or prosperous termination of attempts or endeavors, the accomplishment of one's goals, the attainment of wealth, positions, honors, or the like. A performance, achievement that is marked by success as by the attainment of honors, a person obtained that has success as measured by attainment of goals, wealth, honor. BusinessDictionary.com defines the concept of success as completing an objective or reaching a goal. Success can be expanded to encompass an entire project or be restricted to a single component of a project or task. You being business students, you might be more familiar with this concept of success. The accomplishment of an aim or purpose. And that brings me to the thrust of my speech. The paradigm of success that we at Service to Humanity or AfriWeek Leadership Organization, the kind of concept we ascribe to. Now, my talk might be even more confusing than the kind of things that you might encounter when you go outside. We are here in this auditorium. Somebody designed this place to serve a purpose, a function. I dare say that in the architect's mind, when we are here, right now it's about to rain. If it rains and all of us get drenched in the downpour, would you say that this auditorium has achieved its purpose? I need a response. Okay, if it rains and the rains come and go, and the auditorium still functions for the purpose for which it was designed, we say that it has been successful, right? Very good. And that is the kind of understanding that we as Sector AfriWeek, we ascribe to. Let's take a cue from nature. The moment a mango tree delivers a mango fruit to you, you throw the seed away. The seed is innately imbued with every characteristic for it to grow to become a mango tree and to give its fruits, as long as it stays in the right environment. In the same vein, the moment you were conceived in your mother's womb, God has given you certain abilities, certain characteristics, certain traits, what some people call natural abilities. God has given it to you at the point of conception, before you even come onto the earth. Do you agree with me? You will find out that there are certain people who are easily attracted to certain professions or who easily do very well in those professions. Now, if you take the lion and you put him in water, it will swim, okay? But it is more adapted to hunting on the prairie. And that's what I'm trying to talk about. What was the purpose of the muscles, the tendons, the incisors, and all these other things that the lion was innately imbued with before it came into existence? And if it is able to do that and do it well, that's what we call success. So first and foremost, what is your purpose? What are you here for? Now, purpose is the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. It is the intention, aim, or function of something. You know, like the eye, it exists to see. If you have a malfunctioning eye that cannot see, it has defeated the purpose for which it exists. And it can never be said to be an eye. Now, if there is a concept called vestigiality, you are business students. I don't think anybody here did biology to a very high level, but everybody here went to SHS, and you did general science. True or false? Very good. You will see that different organisms are adapted to different environments. You see that in their morphology, you see that in their behavior, you see that in their characteristics. I'm going to mention just a few. Take a look at the human anatomy, and there is something called the vermiform appendix. In lower mammals, like the cow and the giraffe, the appendix is adapted to chewing or digesting very hard substances because they are herbivores. We as omnivores, we moved away, and don't get me wrong, I am not a proponent of an evolutionary theory. As a matter of fact, I am an ardent supporter of intelligent design, but adaptation do exist. Now, the vermiform appendix in the human body, the only time you hear people talking about the appendix is when? Can somebody help me? Yes. When do you hear us talking about the appendix? When you have a problem with your appendix and it has ruptured and you feel intense pain and they take you to the hospital to have it removed. Matter of fact, there are certain people who, when they give birth, they actually remove their appendix because it is supposed to be functionally useless. And you find that in a lot of other organisms. Who knows what a bat is? The bat has eyes, but it can't see. The bat only flies at night. So its eyes have become functionally useless. The bat uses echolocation in order to fly around and not hit into things. Now we have some subterranean animals. Its eyes have degenerated, morphed into ancient remnants of the eyes that you see on us, and then other mammals. You all know the ostrich and other flightless birds. The emu, the one that lives in the Arctic Circle, what's the name? I've forgotten the name. They look so beautiful, they have wings, but they cannot fly because they don't need to fly anymore. And as a result, their wings have degenerated to the point whereby it is used for other functions, but it is not for flight. So in biology or in nature, since we say that nature abhors a vacuum, whenever something is not used for the purpose for which it was created, it loses its existence. And that's what we call it a vestigial organ. So as you sit here today, do you know your purpose? Do you know why you are here? Do you know what brought you even to this university? If you don't know, eventually you become like the appendix. You are just there for show. You will be there just for being there. But as for being able to functionally perform something, it will be nothing to write home about. Now you go into engineering, and the new form of engineering is that engineers look to nature, how best certain animals perform certain functions, and then they adapt it or they mimic it. If you look at an airplane, it is sleek, it has wings, and now they are putting certain things that they have seen in the way birds fly onto an airplane to make it more adaptable to the atmosphere. In short, form always follow function. Form always follow function. So if you are here today and you don't know the purpose for which you are here, or you don't know the purpose for which you are born, you cannot even start talking about success. Because according to our paradigm as Seto Afri, success comes after you have identified the purpose for which you are striving to be. Now, this brings me to what success is as a society. we have created the impression that we have this mental image of affluence, extreme influence, of fame, and that's what normally comes to mind when we talk about success. Every person is born to solve a problem. Every person is born to solve a problem. And by fulfilling the purpose of that problem, you become successful. Everyone here, you are business students. I know you have mentors, you have people you ascribe to, you have people you want to be like. You take somebody like Bill Gates. He is not famous or he's not wealthy because of anything, except that there was a problem that he found a solution to. Every leader that has been successful, it is because he knew his or her purpose. You have so many examples here, your teachers, your lecturers, the laborer on the grounds and everything. Now, my executive director has a very simple explanation of success. Suppose you call a plumber to come to your home because there's a problem with plumbing, toilet, the bathroom sink won't work, something of that sort. The plumber comes into the house and finds out that your house needs painting. And the plumber is also a painter. And by the time you get home, the plumber has painted your whole house, but he has not done the job for which you contracted him, which was to fix the sink or the toilet. Will you pay the plumber? Very good. Why won't you? Okay, so now you are getting the gist of what African sector believes success should be. One of the funniest things I've realized about our leadership is that we are very good with privileges, but we don't care about responsibilities. Okay? Every position, every leadership position, what's your name again? CHURSA. CHURSA, respond. Okay. You will go into leadership positions once you get out of this institution. And you'll be confronted with two things: responsibilities and privileges. Now, the responsibilities are the purpose for which you were put there as a leader. The privileges are the things that come to you as a result of the position you are in. Incidentally, here, like Lady Margaret was saying, we go into leadership positions for the wrong reasons. We are not here to talk about leadership positions, but we are here to talk about success. And what I'm trying to tell you is that success is built on purpose. If you don't have a purpose, your definition of success is inherently flawed, because we don't even know what to measure you with. Are you agreeing with me? And that's why I use the example of the plumber coming into your house and painting your house. Now, success is based on purpose, and there can never be success without purpose. Now, what is your purpose? If you want to be fulfilled in life, do what gives you joy. Our understanding of success puts an undue emphasis on achieving financial success, career objectives, being compensated for so many things, being famous, and being able to influence others. But it should never be seen as an all in all. All these other attributes that we have come to believe signify success may just be the side effects of doing what you truly love doing. Now, if you want to impact your generation, you have to be able to serve. And the only way you can serve is you serving your abilities to your generation. To wait, at the end of the day, you have to have a purpose, you have to fulfill that purpose, and you have to do that while fulfilling your own innate abilities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Shall we do it better? Thank you, Mr. Kajuwa Frimpong, popularly known as, I don't know whether I should mention it, popularly known as Zike. Zike. All right, thank you very much. So what we have learned is that for us to say something is successful, we must first find out the purpose. So success is built on purpose. You can't say something is successful or somebody is successful without purpose. It means that we are going to measure the success based on purpose. With an applause, let's invite Mr. Pabina Osei Kufuor. Oh, please, let's do it better. Let's do it better. Before the DB take the podium, I forgot to say this. CHURSA. CHURSA. Settle Afro Week. Settle Afro Week. Thank you very much. Oh, please put your hands together for Paul.
This afternoon, I have a very brief responsibility. I'm not the academic type. I'm sure your lecturers, your teaching assistant does better with your handouts. I'm a very practical person. Although I'm from the Premier University, I have a soft spot for Central University. There are two private universities I have a soft spot for, Central and CHURSA. Your motto alone kills me. When you talk of faith, integrity, and intelligence, and the way the university is coined and the way undergrads and students are trained. So it's a privilege for me to be here to just interact with students. This is not going to be a presentation, it's going to be an interaction. Let's ask ourselves, by the end of this session, we'll try and answer these questions. Do you know your purpose in life as you sit here? Is it to be discovered by you or by another person? Or some people are to help you discover your purpose in life? Which path or which way or which route would I use to discover my purpose in life? These are some of the questions we will try and answer in the next 10 to 15 minutes, maximum 20 minutes the time I've been approaching to do this. Now, it is important for you to know that at Settle Afro Week, this is the belief. Your purpose in life is known the time your mom conceived you. When mommy got that pregnancy test and it was positive, your purpose in life was done. Do you believe this? Do you believe this? Because you see, our purpose in life, even if you are an atheist, whatever you believe in and you do not believe in God, for whatever reason you're on earth, there's got to be a purpose for you to achieve. So right from the onset, upon conception, and even before you were delivered, your purpose in life is cut out for you. Now, again, what this means is that you are part of a whole picture, and there's a big story of which your theme or your scene can be captured in that big story. So what this means is that in your own small corner, right from birth through to the time you leave this earth, you are going to get in touch with people and humans to fix this whole story of a big picture. And that in playing your part or in discovering your purpose is a long way to go, and that indeed your story ought to be told to complete the whole set of puzzle. Now, let's see. Again, I said I don't want to get very academic, but the Macmillan dictionaries and the Webster dictionaries will give definition. Let's sum up. I'm using my Google search engine to try and find out what technically purpose means. Okay, so this is what it's telling me. The reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. So you see, this can be a motive, a motivation,
or a grounds for doing something. Or, in other words, it's a person's sense of resolve or determination. If you want to see it as a verb, it means have one's intention or objective. So you see, this is the main thinking behind what your purpose is. Now let me ask the ladies here. Why would you go to the market, buy your tomatoes, pepper, your rice, onions, fish, beef, whatever, to prepare a meal? Why would you do that? Let's say you want to prepare jollof rice. The ingredients that you went to the market to put together to prepare your, I'm talking of proper Ghana jollof, not the Nigerian one. The ingredients you went to the market to purchase to put this jollof together, it's just like life. Before you're able to put this jollof together and it's served on the dining table, you need to do what you've got to do. Whether you're steaming everything and doing the kind of jollof you're doing, making sure the rice is boiling right, making sure the salt is okay, it's not too hard, it's not too soft. You know, that one is the best. And one. So that means that in life, before you discover your purpose, you need to know which ingredients you will use to get your purpose. And in this sense, to put your meal together. It could also be that you are a French boy on campus. You see this girl you like, and you intend to marry. Now, it's going to be a long way to get to approach her, propose, accept, date, probably finish complete school, and take her to the altar. You need to have a purpose before you can achieve this. If you don't have a purpose, guys, I'm sorry, you will not. Oh, guys, I know with me, and I'm a man also. So, you see, when the teaching assistants decide to be teaching assistants, they study professors. And you can't just be a teaching assistant if you don't have a mentor or a professor to study to get you to be a professor. The same way, if you happen to be in Dowonya and you're going to Kumasi and you do not know your route, where to take a VIP bus, which route you take to Kumasi, how are you going to get to Kumasi? So you see, it's important to identify your purpose. You need to know where you are going and feel it right and work towards it. And this will interlink with what my senior Ewa said. When you know this, then you can know whether you're really succeeding in life. I'm sure if I ask everybody here what their picture of success is, they'll just tell a good old story. I mean, complete school, have a good job, drive a good car, I mean, a nice house, wonderful kids, and everything. But you know there are people who have all of these things, but they've not achieved their purpose and they are not happy. I don't know if you know. So you see, that's not what it's all about. It's good. I mean, cash is good. It's good to drive a good car. It's good to live in a good home. But I'm drawing your attention to this. In fulfilling a purpose, it is more than these things. So please, let's draw our attention to this. Now, why is it important at all for you to know your purpose? Because, you see, here on earth, everybody and every human being needs to fulfill the purpose given by God before he leaves. Now let's look at how these purposes can be identified. I'm trying to just a few steps we can try to aid us. You need to know that, first and foremost, if you're a spiritual being, that the Most High God knows our purpose, and he's our guidance, he directs us. So he's the one we should always be looking up to. So when you wake up and do your morning devotion and pray, when you go to those crusades, when you go to those conferences, when you pray in your bed, then it's about God. Even, I said, if you are an atheist, if you do not believe in God, even these traditionalists, one way or the other, they pour libation. If you believe in any other thing, you need to show reverence to that, and that is the first thing you must do. You also need to understand that each and every one of us identify our purpose differently. When I completed the University of Ghana, some of my colleagues started working right after national service. Others, it took them 3 years before they got a job. Till I speak, some do not have good jobs. Others married when we were in the final year before we left school. Others married 3 years after. Others married 7 years after. Those who married 7 years after, there are those, some of them, who one way or the other do not have children. Those who married a year after have children. And those who got jobs earlier, some have lost their jobs, unfortunately. But those who had no jobs 5 years after are doing well and are in good position. What point am I trying to make? Whether good or bad, everybody's purpose is different from each and every one of us. One brother realized that anytime there is an issue or a gadget at home, this is the man. He fixes things. When the TV is messing up, he's there. When the channels do not show up, he's there. When there are connections, he's there. Such a brother is an engineer in the making of electronics, and this is where he should be heading towards. Now, I'm giving this example because you see, some things you love doing, it might come to you as a hobby. It might come to you as something you do for fun. The moment it comes natural and it excites you when you do it and it makes you happy, trust me, this is a hint that you should be heading towards identifying your purpose. Now, you also need to understand that some of these gifts are embedded in other people. You know, sometimes you need people to give you feedback in life. And this I mean positive feedback, constructive, to also guide you. You know, sometimes we don't know we have some gifts, or we don't know there are some things we do natural, we do good, unless other people tell us. Sometimes because we've been doing it for too long, or it just comes natural, we just take it for granted. So please take constructive feedback and get a guide on that level. These are very, very important. Another important point that I want to make that will help you identify your purpose is that in identifying this purpose, whatever path you're taking, or whatever route, or whatever engagement, you are going to fail at some point in time. And note this, failure is accepted. I beg you, I'm not telling you to go through your exams. But you see, if you can ask God, if failure isn't accepted, there was not going to be receipts. Do you understand? Because it's anticipated. And it's the same with life. In life, sometimes when you're identifying your purpose, you're going for it, you will fail at some things. But you know what? Guess what? These kind of failures are actually the best successes. Because anything you fail in once, twice, when you succeed in it, you know best. Because you got it wrong from the beginning. So please, yes, you fail. You can fail big. You can fail several times. But the most important thing is how you pick up or how you pick these pieces when you fail. So don't get discouraged when you try to identify your purposes, you fail, or you feel like, okay, this is it. Let me hit it. I'll tell you what. The best discoverers in history failed a couple of times before they discovered the best things. Sometimes it happens in our everyday lives, in relationships. Things do not work out. But sometimes if things do not work out in relationship A, it leads you to the best relationship you can ever get in relationship B.
times at the workplace, something happens, but your next job is actually 2-3 times better than the job which you lost or something happened and you failed in. So the point I'm making is, yes, accept or make room for failure at some point in time. Then let these goals also come with passion and purpose. Now let's look at a few things that you need to avoid when you're trying to discover your purpose. Do not, under any circumstance, try to bring people down or submerge people or plot or do evil deeds if you're trying to discover your purpose. You know why? Because these comes with repercussions. Allow things to go natural, because these wrongs that you do on your way to identify your purpose might either pull you back or it will get back to you at some stage in your life where you think that everything is okay. Then something you've done in all of these years would have come back to you. Then never under any circumstance underrate your gift. Don't say, me cry, this thing I'm doing, I know I can do it, but is it the best thing for me to do? Because you see, if you're in school, for example, and you're a good footballer or a good athlete, and maybe it's affecting your academics, it should be the priority anyway. That should not mean that this field of athletics or sportsmanship should be thrown into the gutter. Because guess what? The athletics or the football or the sports which you are trying to demean would or may eventually be your purpose in life for you to succeed. So don't get into that posture. Keep doing what you're doing, and eventually when you get it right, you'll discover your path in full. Also, avoid wrong directions and listen to your instincts. Your instincts are words from your heart and your soul. It is important to listen to people and feedback. But when something tells you within that this is right, this is wrong, I do not know about you, but for me, mostly 9 out of 10, the instincts are right. Can anybody relate? Can anybody relate? So please, listen to the instincts and always hear them through. So we wrap it up. Finally, you need to get role models. You need to get people you look up to whilst you're trying to identify your purpose. In music, the best rapper probably in Ghana, Sarkodie, when he was growing up, looked up to a Bravo. Probably you listening to a match today, Allah he fly what season. Now they are the best in town. So you see, if you have no person to look up to, trust me, you will not succeed. When probably one of the best footballers, or they say he's the best, Messi was growing up, he looked up to Maradona. I'm sure the Cristiano Ronaldo fans will have other views. He looked up to Maradona. And it inspired him and got him to this stage, although he's talented. So yes, have a role model and look up to him. In wrapping up, in concluding, I will say that always believe in the principles you live by and faith. Stick to your plan, accept challenges, and take a very genuine and authentic posture and path. In putting all of these things together, you are definitely going to identify your purpose, and it will lead you to success. Thank you very much, and may the good Lord bless us all.
Thank you, V-Mate. Sharp. All right. Oh, let's acknowledge our... You know, you didn't let me land. You won't even let me land, you are clapping. You will keep clapping. All right. CHURSA. CHURSA. Afri Week? Good. All right, let's acknowledge our own Mr. Corito. He's the CHURSA patron. He's the main patron. Please, can you come to the high table? Please. Mr. Michael Mito, CHURSA patron.
All right, so we are almost about drawing the curtains down, and then we'll be giving our certificates, but per our time, we cannot give everybody. We'll leave it to the head of all your executives to give it out to you later. But we want to appreciate the president, the secretary, and then the vice for helping us put this together. Let's appreciate them. So I have in my list Mr. Michael Ofori Into to present the first certificate to. He's the CHURSA patron to. Once again, I want to acknowledge the media partners, Sector Afri Media. Thanks so much. And then TV Africa, you are always with us anytime we have such conferences. We are most grateful. I want to once again appreciate the leadership of Nana Sujenia, my executive director inside United States of America, Virginia. We are most grateful to him. I want to thank everybody. We call ourselves team. We call ourselves team because we work together. Without teamwork, we cannot get to where we are. We are like friends. If you see us, we play, we do everything together. That is how it has been with us. We are a team. Everybody plays a part. And I want to thank Prof for putting this amazing summit together, Prof. Thank you. I thank the team, everybody, the driver who brought us here. I'm most grateful to everyone. Thank you all. Thank you, amazing student, for giving us the listening here. We are most grateful to you. Thank you.